The portfolio in Showbie can be thought of as a central hub for all of your students' learning and progress they've made over the years. And it's incredibly easy to add new things into the portfolio. You simply tap the star icon. This is accessible either when you're adding feedback to a piece of work, or if you long press on something in an assignment. Even if you swipe over towards the left, you'll see a star icon there. And doing this will add your learning straight into the portfolio. It's that simple. And this works across any assignment and any class that your pupil is in. It will automatically be added to that particular student's portfolio. It's really easy to see as well if a piece of learning is there already. The star will be lit up gold, just like this. Okay, so we can add stuff to our portfolio by tapping one button, but why? What benefit does this have? Well, what I'm going to do is jump into Elliot's portfolio and we'll have a look together. To do this, I'm just going to open up my sidebar, go onto Students, and then tap onto Elliot. From here, we can see the classes that he's enrolled in, and at the top, you can see Portfolio. Tapping on here will immediately bring up all of the content that's in the portfolio, and it's going to be neatly organized into groups for you. Before we actually go into the portfolio, at this stage, we can choose how we want to view that content. We can organize by year group, by class, by subject, however you want to view that learning. And if you've used Showbie for a couple of years, you might have quite a lot of content here. So being able to filter it by class is really useful. Then, when I tap onto the folder, All Subjects Primary, for me, I can see Elliot's portfolio learning here in a chronological feed. And when I open up that feed, I can choose how the content is sorted. Do I want it to be by the data was added to the portfolio, or the data was edited by the student? This will then give me a lovely feed of content. And remember, this is not all of the learning on Showbie. This is a carefully curated selection that we've chosen for Elliot. That means that I can bring all of Elliot's best learning together, and as we go back in time, we can see a real progression of learning for this student. And just like anywhere else on Showbie, I can tap onto any of these documents and it'll open up full screen for me. If we decide that a piece of work shouldn't be in the portfolio, it's as easy to remove as it was to add it. So here at the top, I'm going to swipe sideways, and then I can press the red button with the star with a little line going through it, and just as you might expect, that will remove it from the portfolio. And look, there are so many different ways that you can use the portfolio with your students. Maybe you've got a parents' evening coming up and you want to collect together some examples of learning to share, and you can remove them straight afterwards. Maybe you're doing some moderation and you want to bring together the best examples of literacy from across your class. Maybe you want to track students' progress towards their learning plans or learning pathways. You can do all of that in the portfolio feature. And it's really good to know that you as the teacher get to decide who can add things into the portfolio. You can either choose to have teachers only or teachers and students, which can be a really nice way to empower your pupils to share their learning that they're most proud of. We can configure this by jumping into the class in question. So for me, I'll go back to my Year 5 class and then pressing onto class options at the top here. Then it's as simple as using this toggle to enable student-led portfolios or not. When it's enabled, both students and teachers can add things to portfolio. When it's disabled, just the teachers have that right. I'm going to jump back into Elliot's portfolio one more time because there's an extra feature that I want to share, which is great when it comes to sharing and collating learning to then evidence that progress. So I'm in the portfolio again, and then I'm going to press the options button at the top where the arrow is pointing. From here, we've got the option to export the portfolio. I can then choose how I want that export to look. Do I want to include the teacher's notes? Do I want to include Elliot's learning, the shared instructions? I can turn any of those on and off in any combination I like. And then I can simply press export. And then Showbie is going to bring all the documents together for you, and it will create a downloadable file just like this. Now at the top of my portfolio, I can press the download button, and I can then save that on my iPad wherever I like. I'll put it in my downloads folder for now. And as easily as that, I've now downloaded a record of Elliot's learning straight from the portfolio. If I come out of Showbie and go into my Files app, you're going to see a zip folder here. I can simply open up that folder, and then inside of there will be all the different items in that portfolio. So it's really easy to get data out of the portfolio, and it's a great way of sharing learning progress beyond Showbie.